Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
At least we're not talking about storms, huh?
Yeah.
Thankfully.
You win, that worked out. Can we lay it here somewhere?
There's plenty of time for that.
Yeah,
Right?
let's have to do that. I don't know what
Yes.
happened to my
Still
clip.
have
I know.
September, November, till November. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to get cocky by any means. We're shifting everything around like it's going to be a busy weekend. We're going to be storm prep and talking to media, and then when it shifted, I'm like, yes, first weekend off. It's
Can you just kind of give us the background on this case and this arrest?
Yeah. See if I can give you some brief details, and then give you some of my personal opinions on where we're at with the fight against the opioid crisis that we face here in Tampa Bay and across the nation. We had a individual who's suffering from drug addiction, addicted to heroin, went to a drug dealer's house. He was a regular customer of this dealer, purchased an amount of heroin, went home, ingested that heroin, and overdosed. We were made aware of who the drug dealer was. Our undercovers immediately responded out. A lot of individuals don't know that we have a heroin unit here at the Sheriff's Office, and they focus on combating the opioid crisis, but they also do it by following up. They work very closely with our homicide unit on who's been overdosing and with the local medical providers, and they try to target individuals who are dealing these lethal overdoses to our community. So we make the same purchase, and it's interesting because when she sold it to our undercover, she said, "Be careful, this is very strong, you'll have to cut this." So there's no doubt in my mind that she knew that this dose could be fatal. She knew that this was a fatal dose, I think, that she was dealing out here. And almost leads me, reminds me back a previous case that we did, and we were doing an undercover covert operation, and we were going to go up on a wire and everything else, and this individual, this drug dealer, was serving so many overdoses that we had to shut it down and go effect the arrest because we couldn't risk losing anyone else here due to an overdose. But he also had somebody with him when he purchased it, so that individual serves as a witness that, hey, she's the person who sold him this lethal overdose. And I have to tell you, in our continued effort and fight against this opioid crisis, our biggest obstacle is drug dealers who are always willing to put profit over people's safety, and the fact that drug sufferers, people who are addicted to these drugs, are willing to take that risk. And I think my message is extremely simple. You deal, they die, you're going to pay the consequences. And that's what we're doing now, and I'm extremely happy the state attorney has come forward. This is the first time we have worked with the local state attorney's office to get an indictment for first-degree murder, to hold that individual who's responsible for this person's death is now going to face the consequences in the court of law.
First-degree murder means this person knew that something bad could happen. Is that correct? Can
I
you
agree.
explain that? And do you think that charge will stick down the road?
That's always hard to predict. I certainly will do everything within our power and resources here at the Sheriff's Office to make sure that it sticks. But again, the conversations that she had with our undercover detectives, there's no doubt in my mind that beyond that reasonable doubt that you're searching for, that she knew there was problems with the concoction that she was providing to a person who was addicted to drugs.
We've done a lot of stories on it, but can you explain again how dangerous the substance of fentanyl is?
Fentanyl is so dangerous that the small amount that could fit on top of a pin needle is enough that could be lethal. And you have people who, are strictly motivated by profit, out there making these concoctions to try to maximize their profits as they sell it, because fentanyl is so much cheaper than heroin, and that's what these drug users are using, and that's what's causing 40 overdose deaths last year, 52 so far this year. And again, it's a simple greed. It's people putting profit over individual safety.
Do you know how long Ms. Post had actively been selling in the community?
I don't know that. I think that it's been for quite some time. If you look at her criminal history, she's had some previous drug charges and some theft charges, so she's not new to, I think, the drug trade by any means. But again, it doesn't matter to me if this was her first sale on her first day. I think that there's, again, without a doubt, she knew that something was wrong with what she was selling, and someone died because of it. And now it's time for her to be held responsible. What's that?
They carry Narcan. You guys-
Do we? Yes. Every single deputy here at the Sheriff's Office carries Narcan. That was one of the things we implemented when we started seeing these overdose numbers rise as quickly as we did. We purchased some. We purchased some through grants to make sure that we have it. And I tell you what, we use it quite often. At the beginning, we have life-saving awards that we have here at the Sheriff's Office. And we thought at the beginning we would give it because they're saving lives. They use it on such a frequent basis now that we don't give life-saving awards out anymore because it's almost on a daily basis. It shows you the problem that we have here in Hillsborough County.
You say problem. When you look at drug numbers in Hillsborough, how would you describe it? Would you see it as a problem, a growing problem? How do you view it?
Well, when you have, I always look at the overdoses that people are paying with their lives. When you see it rise from 52 compared to 40, you know, every life matters, and so I think it's a problem. When you look at the big picture, when you look at other parts of our state, other parts of our nation, we're in much better shape. We don't have the types of numbers, these staggering numbers that they have across the state and across the country. So I think we're doing better with it here, and I think it's because of the resources that we have here. I think we have a tremendous amount of resources, government and charitable resources here to allow people to get the help. Even if I can just be self-serving for a moment, even in our jails, we have the only state-certified drug rehabilitation center and a detention facility right here in Hillsborough County, and we worked hard for that, and we're proud of that. And I think it's because we're doing everything we can to get those individuals the help they need too. So we're not just putting them in jail, they leave, they're not getting any treatment, then we're scratching our heads, hey, why are they back again? So we're actually trying to get the root of the problem and trying to fix people here.
Any other questions? Thanks, guys.
I think just real quick, if I can of note, and I don't know if I alluded to it or I made it clear, that night that this individual died, Narcan was used on him, and I think the lethal dose was too lethal that even Narcan wasn't able to bring this individual back.
Thank you, Sheriff.
All right, thank you everyone. Please stay safe and healthy.